Okay.
Oh. And then
Oh, wait.
thought you froze because you're like, you were really curious. Like,
What
do you do?
It keeps freezing for me for some reason. Anyways, I'm going to start, and I'm just going to introduce Heather, and then she's going to talk to us. We have Heather Mann as a guest speaker tonight. She's one of our Diamond Odyssey's own coach. She's underneath Sarah Roach, and she's a Diamond coach, Success Club All-Star. She earned her free trip to the cruise this past March that we just went on, which is really cool. And Heather's the type of person that she was all in from the beginning. I think, if she doesn't mind me sharing, do you mind me sharing what you earned your first week of coaching?
No, go for it.
I tell everyone this story, especially when I talk to potentials that tell me that they don't know anything about this business or they're not at their goal weight and any of that. And I always tell them her story of how she earned $541, I think it was, her very
42
off. Her very first week of coaching, which is really awesome. I think I made $0 my first week of coaching and first month, let alone. So I think that's really cool. So I love sharing that. And she's going to be talking to us tonight about the importance of posting every day, showing up on social media, and just being present all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and let her take over.
All right. Thank you, Ashley. So first, before I even start, I just want to forewarn you guys that I've taken, I shouldn't say forewarn you guys, but I've taken a couple public speaking classes and I rocked them and did awesome, but that was 10 or 12 years ago. So I find myself saying a lot. So I apologize, and I'm going to really work on not saying this whole time. I promise that I know what I'm talking about with saying my husband just laughed because he knows for a fact that that's what I do. See, I just did it. So we're going to talk about posting and being present on social media. So as a coach, when you're going through your new coach training, anything, we talk about our 3 vital behaviors. And if you're doing your 3 vital behaviors, you should be able to post easily 3 to 5 times a day. There's no excuse not to. And the more we post, the more we pop up on people's news feeds, the more that people are seeing us, the more that we're present, the more that our name just pops up in their head when they're seeing us being consistent in certain posts and our lifestyles, that when they start to think that they need something or whatever, they're going to go to you because you're what they see popping up all the time. Like I said, if you're doing your 3 vital behaviors, this is really easy. Your Shakeology, your workout, your personal development, your family, your lifestyle, you should be able to, every time you do any of those throughout the day, take a picture of something that you're doing with it, or I don't care if it's your shake just in the background of something, take a picture and save it. You don't have to post it right then. Save it, edit it, and save it for later so you can use it. And another thing about having enough posts, because I always hear coaches saying that they don't know what to post. They're running out of things to post. Like I said, if you're doing those 3 vital behaviors, there shouldn't be an issue. And if you are doing your recruiting, either for your challenge group or for your coaching, there's absolutely no reason why you should have an issue with it. And here's another thing about those posting. Don't be afraid to share. A lot of times people, I think, when they say they don't know what to post, it's because they're afraid that they're going to annoy people or they're going to put themselves out there and make themselves uncomfortable. If we don't step outside of our comfort zones, you're not going to get any kind of change. You're not going to move your business forward. You're not going to have any sort of movement. You're not going to see any kind of change. So don't be afraid to share on your posts and get personal. Share that you're drinking your Shakeology. So what I like to do sometimes, I make posts and I save them. And then I type it all up and I get it all ready. And I literally will post it and I have to either put my phone down and walk away. Sam Hawley earlier shared in Team Supercharge, I think it was today, that she posted or she sent a message to somebody and put on her blinders and just posted it, because sometimes those blinders, if we don't have them on, like we are our own worst enemies. So we just need to make sure that we're stepping outside of that comfort zone. And many of these posts, when you're doing it, there's two different kinds of posts. There's intentional and unintentional. A lot of times this comes with our recruiting, sharing our lifestyles, things like that. A lot of times I'll make a post and you can tell it's very intentional. I am looking for 3 women to join my team. I am opening up a training, blah, 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 and you know the spiel. A lot of times it'll be an unintentional one. Just a little while ago, I posted a bedroom that my husband and I, we redid our whole bedroom. And if it wasn't for Beachbody, I wouldn't be able to do this, and that sort of thing. And that's what I would think is an unintentional post, because I wasn't inviting them necessarily to join me, but it got them thinking, wow, like, I wish that I could do things like that. Another important thing about posting, see, I just keep saying, another thing about posting, it's really important, your 3 to 5 times that you're posting, don't do them back to back, 20 minutes apart. Don't sit down on your power hour, hammer out your posts and say, okay, they're there. Because for one, like, that is what's going to get annoying. A lot of times people are afraid that they're going to annoy their followers. Well, if you do that, it will be. Like, let's be honest. That would annoy me. If I saw one of you guys doing that, I would tell you and say, cut the crap. That's annoying. Because then you're going to, when they're scrolling through their feed, they're going to see Heather Man, Heather Man, Heather Man, Heather Man. Heather Man said this, Heather Man, Heather Man, Heather Man. It's irritating to anybody. Spread it out throughout the day so that you're staying current and they can see you as, let's face it, most people go to their Facebook page or their social media, their Instagram or whatever, multiple times throughout the day, and they're scrolling through. If they see you every single time, hours apart, you're staying consistent, you're staying in their head. If you do it all back to back, they're going to see it one time and then it's done and over with. So like I said earlier, make your posts and schedule them. If you work a full-time job, if you're not able to post, if you're going to be out and about, use there's apps that you can use to schedule your posts. I know a lot of coaches use, I think it's Hootsuite, and there's a couple other ones. There's a few other ones. I don't normally, just because I'm available to post mine. But a lot of times I will make them ahead, save my pictures in my camera roll, I'll do all my editing, and then I'll even go to my notes and type up posts. If something really pops into my head that I think it's going to be a good one, I'll go to my notes, type it all out. That way I can just copy and paste later. So if you need help with any posts, any ideas, anything like that, I don't want to just say go to the files and check it out. But go in the files, there's some posting ideas in there. But on top of that, reach out to your upline coach, reach out to me, to Sarah, whoever you need to. Follow those upline coaches, find some top coaches and follow them, because a lot of what Beachbody coaching is duplication. There's no reason why we can't duplicate, but just make sure if you're duplicating a post that you're still making it your own. Don't use a coach's picture and just save that picture and use it with your own with the exact same words. Use the same idea. What I'll do, I'll copy the post, the text, I'll put it in my notes, and I'll go through and make it sound like it's me talking, my own language that I use. Making sure that I'm changing names where I need to. I mean, let's not embarrass ourselves and do something really quick, just copy and paste and think that you're set because that covered your post. Make sure you're being intentional and going through and fixing things that need to be fixed, because we still want to be professional. Your pictures, like, we don't want to take a picture of Ashley drinking a picture of her with her Shakeology and post it on ours and brag about Shakeology. They're not following Ashley, they're following you. So like I said, follow people, get ideas from people, but make them your own. Another thing about posting, you want them to be quality posts. And I'm not just saying like being intentional or unintentional. I'm like, seriously, down to the basics, you want them to be quality. I used to have a crappy phone, and it took nasty pictures that were grainy and horrible. And I did everything I could to fix them, but it was so embarrassing to post those half the time. So a lot of times I would do like stock photos or pictures from, Pinterest or something, because I was having such a hard time, or I would have to use my husband's phone and send them to me because, I mean, we want to, like I said, we want to look professional. So a lot of times when I take a picture, I make sure that the lighting is in front of me, something that I never even thought of until the last few months. Like, wow, when the lighting's behind me, I look awfully dark and shadowy. And like, we want, like I said, like I could say it 1,000 times, we want our stuff to look professional. And not professional to the point where they think, oh, this is all like, you know, I'm working for the corporate, I'm working for the man. Not like that, but you want to be able to stick out when people scroll through their feed. If they see a photo that's all grainy or all nasty, they're just gonna keep scrolling. It's not gonna make them stop and catch their eye. So that's what I mean when I say you want your pictures to be quality. Because we want to attract those people. And another thing is checking for typos in grammar when you're making your posts. That's something that a lot of times I've had to stop myself or gone through and edit a post after I've posted it because, you know, I used the wrong there or the wrong to, or I said, have you seen, or have you, I don't know, there's different language and different ways that you want to sound like you know what you're talking about and that we're educated people and that we're people that people are going to want to follow. Because remember, like, we are a brand. We want to brand ourselves. Sorry, my phone's going low. Can you still hear me? Okay, good. We're branding ourselves, and so you want to be able to put your best foot forward for people. So like I said, you're a brand, and it's not my brand. This goes back to when we duplicate posts. It's not my brand. It's not Nicole's brand. It's not Ashley's brand. It is your brand. So you want to put your best foot forward so that people can follow you, not one of us. Now, on top of posting, that's not the only way to be present on social media. There's many other ways, but as in our business, we like to, let me backtrack for a second. Your power hour. Are you using your activity tracker, your business activity tracker? Because being present on social media includes being engaging on posts. You want to comment and engage and build relationships through your friends on Facebook or Instagram through their posts. Show that you are following them and have similar interests as them, or just the fact that you are human. You're not just here to make a sale for them. You're not here just commenting or liking things that, oh, I worked out today. Okay, oh my gosh, Heather Mann really liked that. Well, of course Heather Mann liked that. She's into fitness. But I also like when they're snuggling with their little one on the couch, because that's part of my brand. I'm a mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom who has my 3 kids. So I'm attracted to all those kind of posts because I want to attract those same people, like-minded people as myself. People that talk about their faith and loving their husband and oh my gosh, I fell off the wagon again. Here we go. Well, guess what? Heather Mann does that too. So I'm able to relate to them and comment on their post and say, hey, I'm real, you're real. Why not do this together? So take advantage of your power hour, because in there, that's where you'll track with your business activity tracker, your post engagements, track your conversations, track everything, and you'll be really surprised. You might think that you're engaging a lot, but really you're just mindless scrolling. I find myself, if I'm not sitting down and tracking things, I'm just mindless scrolling, because then I look back to try to find where I did, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. People don't even know that I was on social media today if it wasn't for my posts. So use that activity tracker so that you know what you're doing. And if you can say, okay, this week I only made this much, this week I'm making even less, you'll know why. It's because you're not active on social media. So I know I talk a lot and really fast, and that we don't want to keep you all night. So I just want to end it with to be consistent. No matter what about posting, being on social media, be consistent. Every single day, day in and day out. Posting, engaging, because people are watching, whether they're commenting back on your post or commenting on your post, liking your posts, if they're reacting to your post, the new likes and stuff that are on there now, that's my favorite, by the way. I always love posts. I don't know why, that's just me. I'm always like, oh, love it, love it. But people are watching. If you comment on their post and they don't necessarily like your comment or comment back, that's okay. Don't get all like worked up like, oh my gosh, that was all for nothing. They're still watching. And the only reason why I know this is because I've been in here long enough. I've signed up as a coach in like October 31st of 2014. And coaches or customers of mine, discount coaches and customers of mine, and coaches of mine even have taken a year or better sometimes to come around. My one of my best friends that I grew up with, who is a coach, she was one of my very first customers, but there was no way she wanted nothing to do with coaching, not a thing. And she comes in and out of it, but like she loves it, and she loves like how I've helped people, and she wants to help people, so she's come around. Another one is a woman of mine who is currently a discount coach because she's had some family issues going on. I was in a wedding and she was a photographer. So that night I sent her a friend request. This was even before I was a coach. It was like 2 weeks before I was a coach. I sent her a friend request. And then I don't even know if I really engaged in her posts or anything. But over a year later, because it's only been a while, over a year later, she messaged me and said, okay, I have a Beachbody coach. She's not consistent with me, and we don't click. It was a family member of hers that's, I don't know, lives in a different state than what I do. So I didn't know who it was, but she said, and you're more like I am. You're a stay-at-home mommy. We have a similar faith. I feel like we have the same struggles when it comes to our emotional eating or whatever. And I never, ever had a conversation with her about this at all. This was just her following me on Facebook. I didn't even notice her liking my post or anything because I would have messaged her by then. She reached out to me and said, okay, I talked to my cousin who's a coach, and I told her that I need to switch and I want to switch to you and I need to get started. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. Another one is a girl that I went to college with. I have always invited her to my challenge groups. I have even sent her private messages. She's one who has never responded, never RSVP'd like yes or no to an event or anything like that. Just yesterday morning, I woke up to a huge long message about her, and it says, okay, Heather, I give. And it had 10 different questions about it, what to expect, what not to expect, and wants to get jumped in and get started. Someone who never answered anything that I'd ever given her. She said, okay, Heather, I give. I need to do something. So even if you think that people are ignoring you, well, yeah, they're ignoring you, but they're not telling you no right then. And even if they tell you no, okay, it's no, not right now. Because I was taking her ignoring as a no. And obviously it was just not right now. It wasn't the time for her. Another one of mine, a customer, she was one that I had built a relationship with her she was one of those random people that I friend requested on social media. I didn't have any, I knew her outside of social media, but just enough to know, okay, that name. And it turned out that we had a similar faith. We had, I think, 3 kids. We lived locally to each other. All these different things. And so I started seeing her on social media, and after I friended her, and I made sure to keep commenting on her posts and building a relationship. Every once in a while, I would send her a message, just forming with her, just building that relationship. And eventually, I think 6 months later, I told her that she would be an awesome coach, for one, because that's the kind of type of person that she is. She was not at all interested in it. And then 6 months, and was put a nix to everything. She didn't even want to get involved because she didn't want to spend the money, because she's one of those moms who thinks that she comes last. which, because we put our kids first, we put everything else first. That's what being a mom is. So that's another thing that I related with her to. 6 months later, I think it was, I don't remember what time of year it was, but it was at least 6 months later. She sent me a message, okay, this has got to be a sign from God, but I need to do this. Let me get started, and we'll go from there. And she signed up. Those are 3 different examples that I've given you just because I was present on social media and consistent, plain and simple. So it might sound like or feel like you're putting in a lot of hard work and getting no rewards, but it takes time, and if you're consistent, it'll all pay out in the end. Did I talk too fast?
No, I actually like that you shared your examples because that's so true. Like sharing your struggles all the time and your successes and anything, just sharing your daily life. And even if nobody likes your post or comments on it, they're still seeing it. And like Heather said, like a year later, they'll come to you just because at that time it wasn't right for them and maybe they didn't trust you at that time yet. And then they just built the trust just from watching you every day.
It's crazy. And a lot of times it's ones that you don't even like the last people that you would think.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like my one coach. She's not on here tonight, Julianne. I talked to her for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, and she would ignore me, and then she would talk to me again, and then she would ignore me, and then talk to me again, and then finally she just jumped all in, and she signed like 8 coaches within 2 weeks. Hit like Success Club 28 her first month. It was insane. So it's always worth the wait too.
Absolutely.
Does anybody have any questions at all? From posting or social media or Sarah's pre-workout craziness she's got going on over there?
What is she doing? I don't even see her.
I was like, I need to unmute myself. I just want to like reiterate with like what Heather said about if you follow top coaches, never copy everything that they do. You always want to like make it exactly all about you. So like,
absolutely,
I follow like Katie Hefner. I follow Amy Silverman. She's like my idol, and like I just follow them all. And what I'll do is like I'll go onto Google. And if I want to make a post, I'll just type in what I'm trying to like, I guess, make. And then I'll pull from one post, one thing, and then another from another one. And I just like pull it and make it my own because a top coach is maybe watching you. You don't know. You know what I mean? And
oh, absolutely. And like and everyone says, and that's part of Beachbody is duplication. Absolutely. But you still want to, and not even necessarily because one of them are watching them, because I know most of them are, as you know, like honest, good-hearted, sweet people, and they would say, yeah, run with it, girl, hopefully get you some, whatever. But like, what if for some odd chance you have a mutual friend? Hello, like, what is this scheme, and why are you guys just copying and pasting things? Be real, be you. You're your brand. Mm-hmm. So put it out there and be you. You can't be anybody else.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Anybody else have anything they want to mention, share what they do, question, comment?
I just want to shout out to my newest coach, Lindsay, who is on here. I'm so excited.
Lindsay Barton.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, I don't want to keep you guys all night. Thank you, Heather. That was
You're welcome.
Information. It was really awesome. I think it's really important. Everyone constantly hears this stuff. Even I need to hear this stuff from time to time, just because after posting for so long too, you kind of just feel like everyone's sick of it, bored of it. Yeah, and you just don't know if you want to keep posting certain things. Like sometimes I'll back off from posting, things about what I do as a coach or like recruiting posts just because I feel like people aren't, taking to it, or I just do it too much. So it's good to hear that stuff all the time because you don't ever want to step back. You want to just keep doing what you're doing every day and being consistent.
That's right. Put those blinders on and hit post.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.